Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here. Hopefully, you guys all had a pretty good day yesterday. No, sorry, yesterday's slate was like I said in my video, kind of trash. If you guys did cash, then definitely congrats to you because it was a pretty hard night last night. DK, kind of got screwed over. Had Gary Harris in there because I honestly thought he was going to play. Said that he was held out for precautionary reasons on Saturday. And as we know, that was a 3 or 4 day rest there. So had him in there, didn't play, so I had to go Lonzo Ball, and Lonzo, he decided to get injured too. So, unfortunately that happened. I also had it with probably all of you guys had Jokic. Didn't play really at all there in the fourth quarter, so that's extra 10 or 15 points left on the table. So yeah, I was cashing pretty good, and then Ball got hurt, and Jokic didn't play, and then that was it. So unfortunately, one of those nights, I even told everyone it wasn't the best night to bet. So I got to take those and just move on, and look at this 10 game slate here. For Wednesday, got some pretty good games to look at. Some pretty high totals. We've got a couple injuries to look at as well. Some from the late games that probably won't be, determined by luck, but hopefully they are, because there's one half decent big one there that we need some news on. All right, so yeah, like I said, 10 games today. As normal, we'd love to have you guys join us for DraftKings and FanDuel. $35 a month for each sport. If you want to get in on it, check out our website. In the comment section, we'll have some directions for you to sign up, and then you'll be all good to go. Also, follow and hit us up on Twitter as well. That will be down there in the comment section below. So yeah, like I said, we'd love to have you guys on board. As you know, just a couple days ago, we had that $10,000 win, so definitely not too bad. And thanks for the likes on the video, guys. I do appreciate your guys' support, and thank you, like I said, once again. So anyway, 10 game slate. Let's definitely get into it here. New York and Philly, 227, and Philly by 12. Yeah, a potential blowout for sure here. New York back to back. I do like Simmons anywhere from 43 to 45. Probably not GPP, but probably cash at really low ownership. Maybe Moutier in this one. I don't know. Burke and Moutier didn't do too well last time out. Maybe go Moutier, but I'm not touching them. Don't mind Jimmy. Maybe 38 to 42 in this one, and not the highest upside. Reddick has a good DVP for him for $5,600. Another guy that might get you 20, 26 to 30 fancy points in this one. As you see, that's kind of where he's been sitting around. So don't mind Reddick, probably around 5 times value in this one. Some people do like Wilson Chandler tonight. That's a pure punt play for me. Also, DVP has plus 6.9. So has an easy matchup on paper, but dude doesn't do much, but maybe get you 19 to 23 points if that's what you're looking for. And then Joel Embiid, definitely always consider him. I think he'll be low owned tonight because of some other stars out there. And then you can look at Cantor, another one of those guys, as we know, been hot, but one of those guys that can take a dud on you and get you 20 points or so. But he's been looking pretty good so far. It is a back-to-back, so keep that in mind. But still, only $8,000. Embiid is a pretty good defender, so maybe in a one-off for Enes Kanter. So look at Simmons if you need 43 to 44, 45 in a cash game. You can look at Reddick for 28, 29, and that's really it. Chandler, maybe GPP, but overall, not too into that one there. All right, moving on. Shoot. I don't know why this thing does that. Let me see if there we go. All right, Atlanta, Charlotte, 233, and Charlotte by 12. So these guys just played a couple days ago, and it was a pretty good one for the most part. Anyway, Atlanta did play last night. They barely edged out Miami. They had, like a 17-point lead or something like that. So as you can tell, they were getting tired at the end of the game. So could that, transfer over to today's game? They have to obviously travel from Florida to North Carolina. Not the craziest, big long flight, but still it is a back-to-back for a young team. How are they going to, fare in this one? And as we know, Charlotte is an explosive team that can go off, and especially with Kemba. So who knows? It could be a blowout, or Atlanta could keep up with them. Like I said, 233. and Charlotte by 12. So I'm going to give you both sides, close game and blowout players that I'm going to consider. So if this game is close, Trae Young is going to have to be the factor in this game. If Young sucks, this game is over. I don't know if you guys have noticed that here. But anyway, his last 2 games, he's been half decent, 31 and 41 in both of those games. They've been in. Some of these other ones, when he hasn't done good, they've been blowing out. So if Trae Young is off in this one, which it could happen, then probably Atlanta's going to get blown out. That's just the way. It's looking. So a GPP with Young, if you guys want to go that way. Like I said, it's a back-to-back, as we know, with Young. And then once again, you got Kemba Walker here. His price, man, it's getting up there, $9,700. I don't know if he's really worth that. He's still good at a cash game, but he's not really putting up crazy numbers. I don't know, man. I mean, it's up to you if you want to go that way. Not my favorite play. I mean, it's still intriguing with that high total, but that blowout concern is hurting me just a little bit. If you think it's going to be a blowout and Young sucks, you can go GPP with Jeremy Lin. Every time Young is terrible, Lin does go off and does half decent. Jeremy Lamb, I still think, even if it's a blowout, he's still good for 35 points. I do like Malik Monk, though, if it's a blowout. I don't know if you guys saw his last game against Atlanta. He had 29.4. That was mostly because they were first game on a back-to-back, so they were playing some of these guys, some of their bench players a little bit more. So anyway, if they get into a blowout, I still think Monk is going to get you 24, 25 points. So definitely look at Monk in a GPP. I do like him on DK especially, but definitely consider Monk in a GPP only if you think Charlotte will blow him out. You can look at Bembry. Some people have been looking at him in for obvious reasons. 5,400. He's been playing some pretty good ball. If you guys haven't noticed, then definitely take action. 42, 35, and 23. Bad one against Miami. The only thing, he doesn't really play monster minutes. Minutes are going up, but he is very productive in the minutes he is given. So definitely still look at Bembry, 5,400. He's still in a pretty good spot to hit 5 times the value. John Collins' price went up, but I think get you 35-40. Marvin Williams, he's been playing good last 2 games. Get you 28-30 in this one. You can look at Zeller for maybe 26, 27 points. Let me see here. So I'm really looking at Lamb. I do like him quite a bit. I don't mind Malik Monk, as I mentioned, in a GPP. And then, like I said, deep GPP with Young. I don't know if I'll really pick him, but like I said, if this game is close, Young will be in it. If not, Jeremy Lin will probably be half decent. So I think Lamb is probably the guy I'm picking, and then Malik Monk in a GPP, and then definitely can consider some Marvin Williams as well. All right, moving on. Utah and Brooklyn in this one. No total. I think Mitchell's going to be back in this one. He had some kind of a little rib injury. So to be completely honest, I'm not too into this game. You can definitely look at Russell. I don't mind Dinwiddie just because of Rubio. I always show you guys to pick on him. Oh, yeah, I forgot to show you guys DVP. As you see, 4-5 for Walker, 1-6 for Lamb. And then that's mostly it. Young gets a +1-1. Anyway, Rubio gets a +2.7, Russell +1.7, Allen a +3.9, Rudy a +6. So someone that no one's going to have, and I think he's in a good spot, is Mr. Rudy Gobert. Just a monster. This is what he is. He's a quiet monster, 42-45. I think he can get you. As you see, yeah, he's had a couple bad games in this one, but I do think he's going to have a good one. I really do. 85, yeah, it's a little much for him. So GPP only, kind of a boomer bust guy. I think he maxed out around 52, 53. So GPP guy, 85, yeah, it's a little steep, but I think you put him in a one-off. And then, like I said, if Carroll's out, that might help out Crabber Harris, I guess, a little bit. I'm not really touching it. So definitely look at probably Russell and maybe Dinwiddie, but overall, really not into this game. And I think I'm going to pass it up. All right, Washington, New Orleans. These guys just played a couple days ago. And, man, was it a monster one. 241 in New Orleans by 6. And once again, you're going to have some guys from this game. This time around, Anthony Davis is healthy. Well, as healthy as Anthony Davis can be. He can get injured at any time. We've seen that in the past. So anyway, 12,566 last game against Boston. You got to put him in there for sure. He's expensive, but this guy's going to get you at least 70 in this one if he stays healthy. I don't mind Otto Porter. I think he get you 35, 36. Not too high on Nikola Mirotic. Maybe DK, but not really feeling him on FanDuel. I do like Bradley Beal, only 8,200. Go look how he's been doing, around 40 points the last 3 or 4 games. Holiday, just too much for me, so I'm just going to go down to Bradley Beal. John Wall, man, this dude here, man. He's always up and down, but like I said, that's a high total. And if I had to pick, it's hard to say it, but I'd probably pick Wall over Kemba in this one. I know Wall's up and down, but he's one of those dudes that can go off for 50, 55 points here. So I do like Wall. He does carry a little bit of risk just because of how he has been in the past. But as we know, very explosive player. So you can look at Randall. I'm probably not going to play him. You can look at him, though. Morris, I don't know how he's going to play in this one. I don't know if they're going to start him or not. We'll have to see. Davis is a pretty big guy. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what they do there. I'm pretty sure Morris will start. I think he's been playing off the bench, but we'll see what they do. Otto Porter I'm looking at. AD I'm looking at. Beal and then John Wall are probably who I'm looking at. So just pick and choose who you can in this one. Got to remember, a lot of people are going to have this game, so going to have to take the ownership in this one here. All right, moving on. We have Dallas and Houston, no total. Luka Doncic is questionable in this one because of illness and CP3 and Dennis Smith Jr. So anyway, Dennis Smith should play in this one. Chris Paul, game time decision. And then Luka Doncic, illness, game time decision. So if Luka Doncic is out, that's probably going to help out Finney Smith into GPP, Harrison Barnes a little bit. Depending on what's going on with Smith, that might help him. If Chris Paul's out again, you have to go Harden, I feel like. Harden or Anthony Davis. I'd probably go AD. I mean, Harden's been a beast, but 240 total there in Washington. I like it, man. But still, don't mind him. Eric Gordon's just dirt cheap still. I like him for sure. Let me see, who else am I caring for? Maybe Tucker. He had a really good game last time. Doesn't really happen often, but you can look at him. And man, Capella, $9,200. Oof. I don't know about that one. He really has. I mean, he's been doing all right. He's had a couple good games, but 92. I don't know if I can pay for that. Let me go look at his DVP real quick. Sorry, I'm just looking at the price. I guess he gets a plus 5.9. So yeah, you can look at Capella. Obviously, Chris Paul being out helps him out a little bit. And then Jordan gets a plus 3.9. No one's going to have Jordan, but you can look at him. So you can look at Capella. Man, 92 though. It's getting up there for him, but you can consider him if you have the money for him. Harrison Barnes, Finney Smith, only GPP only if Luka is out. If Luka is healthy and ready to go, I do like him. I think he'll get you a 38-40. Harden for sure, and then we'll have to watch out for that CP3 news. If he's going to play or not. Hopefully we get news before lock. It is an hour after lock, so we may not get news. But, it is a pretty big name, so hopefully we get some news. We'll have to see. All right, moving on, we have Chicago and Milwaukee, 228 Milwaukee by 14. So these guys played just a little bit ago. And as we know, Chicago was annihilating them for the most part. I think they were up like 20 points or so. And then Milwaukee did come back and annihilated them there in the second half. So Chicago, they have shown that they can keep up with them. You can look at Bledsoe, and he's one of those dudes that he's either on or off. Look for a 38-40 in this one. Not going to say his last name. I'll mess it up. But you can look at Ryan in this one, $4,200, playing some pretty big minutes. It didn't look too bad last time. A couple guys had him in GPPs, 34-8. That's a GPP-only play. He might get you 23-24 in this one. Shooting guard, don't mind Zach LaVine. Middleton had a pretty good game last time against Chicago. I always do like picking on Middleton. Holiday, dude, that dude's price went up like what, 1,400 bucks. Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know if I can play him in this one. I mean, you can still look at him, but 65, that's a little much for Holiday. But he has been on a tear. Parker, once again, playing, his old team, and he's been pretty hot. He's one of those guys that people don't like picking, but I think he can get you 37 to 40 in this one. You got Giannis. I'd rather have Davis, but you can definitely look at Giannis. I don't think his ownership will be too high in this one. And that's really it for me. So if I had the pick, some people may disagree with me, but Parker, I think Parker, Middleton, give him a look at low ownership. I think get you 38 to 40 in this one. I think this could be a good Middleton game. And those are probably the two I'm really looking at. Obviously, you can consider Levine and consider Holiday. I do like Holiday on DK, though, so definitely keep that in mind. All right, moving on. So, yeah, a couple on that one. Definitely want to target that one with a relatively high total. All right, San Antonio, Minnesota, 216 in Minnesota by 4. So both these teams are playing, they're not playing like they can. So, shoot, I think Aldridge is what I'm looking at, not a back-to-back, so I think he can get you his 40 to 45 in this one. And then Covington is the other guy I'm looking at for 6,900 bucks. I did tell you last time he did play that's kind of one of the guys I was going to target. And he had a pretty good game, 45 points. So Covington and Aldridge are the two I'm looking at. DeRozan, I'm not feeling him. Wiggins, probably not feeling him. Not really feeling Jeff Teague, Rose. I'm not feeling Towns. So Aldridge and Covington for me, and then I am moving on from that one. All right, Cleveland, OKC 216, and Oklahoma City by 13. So Cleveland, for the most part, been sticking with some teams here recently. George Hill may be back. We'll have to see what that does to the rotation. If he's not out, then everything's back to normal. Westbrook, 11,000. I don't think I really need to pay for him in this one. I do like Kyle Korver. David Nwaba is going to be out, so yes, I know I said Kyle Korver, 3,800 bucks. But last time Nwaba was out, which was last game, he had 27-4. Only played small minutes, so that's the only thing got to worry about it. But as we know, Korver is a three-point shooter. Not playing a half decent defense, so GPP only with Korver, but I think he can get you 22, 23 in this one. Let me see here. Paul George, consider him. Larry Nance, let me go look. He had a pretty good game last time out. Let me see here. Got the start against the Timberwolves. So apparently, I haven't been paying attention to Cleveland at all. That's just the way it is. I don't know if they've been starting him. I don't think they have because it looks like that was the start. So if he starts once again, I think you got to put in Nance. If he doesn't start, then I think that kind of hurts him a little bit, as you see here. So like I said, Cleveland doesn't want to win. That's why they're not playing him because they know Larry Nance can help them win some games. But they're trying to get one of the first top picks there. To get Zion or somebody like that. We'll have to see. So if he starts, you got to put him in there. Only $6,000, but if he doesn't start, that's a little risky. And then you got Adams and Thompson. Both consider both those guys since they are half decent guys to get you 35 points. So is there any must-have guy? Probably not. But I do look. Larry Nance is intriguing to me if he just start, but that's probably really it. And I don't think we'll get word on starting the lineup before lock. So that's mostly it. Like I said, maybe look at Korver GPP, but not really into that one. All right, Orlando, Portland should be a slow game in this one. And right away, Aaron Gordon, game time decision. We'll have to see. Like I said, I don't think we'll get any word on him, but he did leave, so it was a half-decent serious injury that he did have to leave there the second half. It kind of sucks that Nurkic's going to play. He's still game time decision, but he's probable because I really wanted to play some Myers Leonard and Zach Collins. Leonard came in and had 16 rebounds. He can't score at all. He can 3-point, but Nurkic's back, so I'm not really high on Leonard. Anyway, if Gordon's out, you can look at Vukovic. Another guy to look at is Jonathan Simmons, especially on DK, but he's only 4,000, but that's only if Gordon is out here. Last time Gordon was out was on the 11th against New York, and he had 26.9, so definitely consider him. Jarrell Martin may come into consideration as well. We'll have to see who starts, but last time Gordon was out, Martin started, and he had 27 points. I'm not high on Lillard or McCollum in this one. I did call Terrence Ross the other day, but that's really it. Vukovic, maybe, and Simmons and Martin, depending on Gordon. That's really it. If Gordon plays, I probably don't care about this game at all. So, yeah, probably one of those games, maybe 217 total, Portland by like 7 or 8. Not too into it. And then Phoenix and LA, Clippers 228 and Clippers by 12. Back-to-back for Phoenix, but, they have been playing some half-decent basketball here recently. As normal, you can look at Booker. GPP play for me is Avery Bradley. Yes, Avery Bradley. I said his name. $3,700. He's actually been playing half decent. Dude doesn't shoot at all. He's not a good shooter. But 32, 31, 32, and 33 minutes, you have to look at that. He is a defensive guy here. So 25 and 23, have to consider him. That's definitely 5 times value. GPP only for sure. But I thought you guys would kind of want to know about him. He's playing over 30 minutes, so that's something to look at. Gallinari, he's been playing pretty hot. Warren still pretty cheap at 66. Harris, Harrell, 8,300. You can look at either one of those guys if you want to. They're in pretty good spots. Holmes, as I keep telling you, 15, 16 minutes can get you 23, 24 fantasy points. And that's probably it. Not really high on Ayton. So not much going on there. Like I said, maybe Bradley in a GPP. You could look at Gallinari and Warren as well. So, let's try and get you a couple guys that I really care about in this one. Like I said, I personally like John Wall. I think he'll be relatively popular. No other point guard as of now that is cheap that I'm looking at. So I have to leave that one. Shooting guard. I do like Bradley Beal quite a bit. Middleton, Lamb. So I'll go put in Lamb in this one. And then, like I said, you can look at Redick, Eric Gordon. Probably put Gordon in here just because it falls out. I'll probably have him in my lineup for sure. Small forward. I personally like Jabari Parker. I really do. Going back to Milwaukee, should be a half decent one for him. After that, Bembry, maybe Harrison, Otto, Warren, Covington. I mentioned those guys. Gallinari. You can look at George if you need him, but I think you go mid-range on small forward, and then power forward, you have to have AD. That's probably my number one guy. And then, like I said, Larry Nance, only if he is starting. That's probably it from that area. Oh, shoot, I forgot Marvin Williams. And then that center position. Then obviously Simmons and Martin, forgot to mention them if Gordon is out. Vukovic as well if Gordon is out. And then no clear-cut center. There's a couple that, like I said, I like Capella, Vukovic, Cantor maybe, but no clear-cut number one. And there's no cheap guys that I really care for. So, should be a good slate. Like I said, there's a couple games that are trash, but some pretty good ones out there. Hopefully some of these injuries clear up throughout the day because, there are some big news. But I really unfortunately don't think Gordon news is going to come out before lock. So, anyway, that is what I'm looking at. Would love to have you guys join us. $35 a month for DK and $35 a month for FanDuel separately. Check us out on our website to get in on lineups. Website, obviously, in the comment section below. Follow the directions. We'll get you all set up on there. And then follow and hit us up on Twitter if you have any questions. So that is it, guys. As normal, leave a like if you do like the video. If you are new here, hit that sub button for more NBA FanDuel advice videos. And yeah, that is it. Hopefully you guys all enjoy today. We are not doing a video for Thursday, only 3 games. So we will see you guys back here on Friday.